Sir, can you give us a brief introduction about yourself?
Thank you for giving me this chance to talk about myself. My name is Umar Urfan, officially, and I am known by the name Urfan. I have done my Masters, MPhil and PhD from Jawaharlal Nehru University, and my research topic is Organization of Islamic Cooperation and Conflict Management. And in addition to that, I have been preparing for civil services examinations for a couple of years. I think it has been more than 4 years, 4-5 years, though I have not been fully devoted my preparation towards civil services. And my optional subject was political science and international relations.
Starting from the day you appeared in your preliminary, mains, and then personality test, and then finally qualifying it, how has been the journey so far?
I think this question can't be answered in a single sentence. This journey, preliminary, mains and interview, has been quite long, and there has been ups and downs at every stage. But what I personally feel, if there is good peer group, supportive friends and family support as well, I think that makes this whole preparation somehow better. And I have been very fortunate in that case, because I have got a lot of support from multiple people. And I think all the stages, preliminary, mains and even interview, they require different approaches. Though at many instances there is overlap of the approach. For example, in preliminary there are many topics which are in mains as well, and even in interview many questions are asked from your optional and even from current affairs, which somehow overlap with your preliminary and main stage as well.
Issues in civil service exam more important than the knowledge base. Most of the aspirants mishandle these and eventually lose it despite having good hold on subjects. The bunch of complaints which every aspirant comes with are directly or indirectly related to these issues. My first question to you is regarding the scheme of examination. This includes the syllabus pattern, exam orientation of prelims and mains. According to you, what should be the focus of aspirants in this new pattern of KAS?
I think first of all, with respect to knowledge base is the prerequisite. It is not possible to get through any of the stages without a proper knowledge base. And at the same time, I think though there are a lot of people who all are having good knowledge base, but all people do not qualify this examination. I think for that reason, one thing we need to accept, this examination is very uncertain, and the level of competition is somehow very tough competition. We need to accept it. And with respect to the pattern, I think this has been a very welcome step. Many people have been aspiring, even we have been aspiring that pattern should be changed. Because if you go somehow 2-3 years back, the questions, the pattern which was in UPSC and the pattern which is in KS, they were totally different. That is the reason for the last couple of years, many people from Jammu Kashmir couldn't get through UPSC because of different pattern. And now I think this change in pattern somehow is a plus point. One preparation will help in cracking both exams. And with respect to the different pattern and the questions which you asked, that what is the approach? I think before a few months back, the pattern which was there initially, in mains we had to write very long answers, but in this pattern we need to be very specific, and we don't need to write big answers, too large answers. So for that reason, I think we need to be more specific, and somehow we need to have better understanding. And with respect to new pattern, there is a lot of current issues incorporated now. Initially, in our mains examination, particularly in KS, much questions were not asked from current issue based, and that thing has been a welcome step. And with respect to preliminary, I think here there was one optional initially and one GS General Studies paper, and now there is one General Studies paper and one CSAT, which is a qualifying paper. And for that reason, for preliminary stage, we need different approach. For civil service aptitude test CSAT paper, we somehow need to be well acquainted with basic maths and basic comprehension so that we can qualify it. Because many of the people who are very good in general studies are not able to qualify CSAT. And with respect to mains, I think there are now 4 GS papers, where paper 1 is essay up to 50 marks, and that's a plus advantage, particularly for those people who are somehow good at writing and who have better understanding of newspapers. And there are 4 GS papers, each paper carrying 250 marks, and there is just one optional now. I think initially what was the problem? There were 2 optionals, and optionals were becoming the deciding factors. Though in KAS also still one of the some optionals are somehow more favoring, but this pattern has to some extent changed and it is becoming more balanced. And that is a positive step.
Sir, our second issue is regarding the study material. There are a number of books which multiply the confusion in the whole journey of preparation. The divided decision on some books among qualifiers have legitimized the confusion. Moreover, it is not just the books but the online material available, especially of the current affairs, that also needs a discussion. So according to you, how should aspirants approach this material, online and offline both?
I think you have asked multiple questions in a single question. First of all, online, offline mode, and at the same time you have asked regarding this number of books, material available in the market, and that material, instead of somehow addressing the grievances of the students, it has somehow added the confusion. What I personally feel that, first of all, our students or aspirants, they should be very clear about one thing. Don't go after exceptions. Just follow basics. Exceptions, I mean to say, for example, my optional is political science, and I am pursuing my PhD in that subject. I can also recommend 2-3 books, some books which are written by foreign authors, but those are exceptional books. If you have completed your basics and you are somehow very clear about your basics, then those books, few topics from those books is good. But if you are just at the basic stage, I think NCERT books is the most important part. Even in your optionals also. I would like to share it with the aspirants that in my political science, I many a times used NCERT of 11th class, in this Indian Constitution Network, for my Indian political system.
So you are trying to say that they need to clear with their basic concepts first?
Yeah, first of all. And with respect to, many people suggest number of books. For example, if someone is asking me what are the good books for international relations, I may be giving 2-3 books, and someone is asking to someone else, for example, Mr. B, who has qualified it, he will recommend 3-4 other books. What I think, first of all, these aspirants should be very clear. Newspaper reading is a must. We can't ignore it. What I personally feel. And at the same time, basic books is the best guide. Don't go after big books. If you are very good in your optionals, if you have done each and everything, then go for some foreign author books and all. That is my point. And with respect to online and offline current affairs material, I think I would again recommend, first of all, we need to focus on our newspapers. And at the same time, there are many coaching centers somehow. For example, there is Insights, there is Vision IAS. If someone is trying to focus on these materials as well, what I would recommend that just go for one material only, if you want to. Either it should be Vision IAS, or it should be Insights, or it should be some other coaching institutions material. One should not go for the one topic I will do from this material, Vision IAS, and another topic I will do from Insights. I think that will add to the confusion and that will create hurdles rather than addressing your issues.
So our third issue is regarding stress management. Civil service exam is vast and unpredictable. Moreover, the level of competition develops anxiety and stress among aspirants. Many aspirants start their preparation compromising on their academic opportunities. Some start their preparation in the midst of their responsibilities towards family. One finds it very challenging to keep motivated throughout the journey. Stress management needs to be discussed and decoded scientifically. Can you share your experience on this?
Yeah, it is true. As for this examination is concerned, I think its preparation starts after the age of 21, minimum age, because your eligibility criteria is 21 years. So at that stage, most of the people are somehow trying to get a job or get married, even some people. So I think that becomes more challenging. In my case, I have been, as I have mentioned earlier, I have been very fortunate enough that many things somehow worked in my favor. What I did, I went to Jawaharlal Nehru University, JNU, and I was in Hamdard Study Circle. I was in Jamia Hamdard residential coaching also for 2 years, in Hamdard Study Circle for 2 years, and even I was in Jamia Millia Islamia also for quite some months. And that has been an added advantage. How it is an added advantage? I think financial, you don't need much finance for your room rent and all. And at the same time, I was in JNU also, I was getting scholarship also. What I did, I appeared in all the exams. For example, if political science is my option, I appeared in SET, JK State Eligibility Test, I appeared in NET, I appeared in GRF. I got through state SET examination, I got through NET examination, I got through GRF, and I was getting scholarship of more than 30,000 rupees monthly. So that was somehow a boost, and it somehow made me financially independent. Though financial problem was not a case in my case particularly, but at the same time somehow it was a plus point and an added advantage with me. And I think what students should do, and at the same time I would like to mention is that I used to play in my university cricket teams. I used to play in JHRC, Residential Coaching Academy, which is particularly for civil services preparation. There is our main cricket team. We used to play on every Saturdays. And I used to go to gym on regular basis. And I think we need to harmonize our health, our civil services preparation, and at the same time we should have some backup plan. If we somehow analyze the uncertainty of this examination, I think some backup plan somehow keeps you safe and it boosts your confidence. That was the case with me.
That is how you will be able to manage your stress.
Yeah, that's true.
So my fourth question to you is regarding time management. Many aspirants are also working, so they complain for the time. Time management as per the requirement of exam and how productively the hours can be used has to reach to these working aspirants. Time management also covers the schedule one should make while approaching the prelims, mains or PI level. Can you share your viewpoints on this?
Yeah, time management is a Herculean task in civil services. You are not able to somehow give time to your friends, to your family and others. And what I personally think that's an important aspect of this examination. You need to be very focused. You need to avoid social engagements, though I was not somehow capable and even able to manage that. I have a lot of big social circle, but in the long run it impacts you negatively if you are not able to manage it. What I personally feel that, for example, with respect to preliminary examination, before 3 months we need to be very focused. If somebody is trying to focus on preliminary for 6 months, that's also a good thing. But what I personally feel is that then it doesn't become sustainable. So if you are just focusing it for 3 months, 3 months time duration is quite enough, provided your basics are very clear. So, and it makes it more sustainable. You are able to somehow make your hours productive. And with respect to mains, I think mains requires somehow less number of hours, but more consistent hours. For example, if you need to somehow try to improve your answer writing, you need to be very consistent with it. Answer writing can't be developed within 2 months or 3 months. I think if someone is preparing, he should start from day one writing few answers, or even a single answer will work. And with respect to, I think, interview, I think having a bigger social circle and being very interactive with people, that gives a plus point, and that is an added advantage. In my case, my interview in JK Public Service Commission was quite long. It was for 50 minutes. I think being that interactive, more interactive, and having bigger social circle somehow helped me in making my interview better. Though I don't know how many marks I got, but I personally think that my interview was better. So all the three stages of the examination require different approaches, but at the same time we need to keep in mind that once we are preparing for preliminary, we need to keep a track of our mains topics as well. If there is an overlap of the topics, we need to prepare that topic from preliminary point of view, and at the same time from mains point of view as well. We need to be more smarter in that way.
So one more issue we have is the subject specific discussion that has to be taken to the aspirants. Every subject has its own pattern of learning. For example, geography needs illustration through videos more. Some subjects like economy needs frequent updation. Can you please throw some light on this?
I think it is one of the most important questions with respect to JK Public Service Commission case examination. Subject has played a phenomenal role in selecting the candidates. If you look into the results of the statistics of the results, few subjects are somehow performing better, particularly anthropology. If you look, more than 50% candidates are from anthropology background, though anthropology as a discipline is not taught in most of the universities, and still people get selected from that subject. So I did this mistake. Many people recommended me to take anthropology. Even my father also recommended me to go for anthropology, but I didn't, and that somehow became problematic for me, because it was very difficult for me now to shift from my subject in which I was doing my research and taking anthropology. But I think for new aspirants, they should be very clear about it. There are few subjects whose syllabus is very limited, and there is not much scope to ask very difficult questions. For the anthropology for JKPSC case examination is one of the best subjects as per results are concerned. So I don't know how people are interested, whether people are interested in that subject or not. And with respect to other subjects, I think I can't give opinion on geography because I am not an expert of geography. But with respect to political science, I think political science, we need people to take political science who are somehow more interested in the political developments, who somehow like what the political thinkers think. For example, in political thought, if a person, if an individual, an aspirant is interested in somehow trying to analyze how our thinkers used to think, I think that is, if that interest is there, that fire is there, that will make your optional somehow more interesting and you will perform better. But again, I would like to recommend that please look into the statistics. Many subjects are performing better in JKPSC case examination particularly, though UPSC is somehow rationalizing all the subjects, but with respect to JKPSC, you should give it a thought and kindly take proper guidance from those who are already selected from those particular subjects.